Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this channel, my name is Frank Zhu, and I'm a college professor teaching sociology, history, and philosophy. I'm also an award-winning landscape photographer. As you already know from the title of this video, today I'm going to talk about Confucian ethics. Those of you who have watched my videos on philosophy will know that ethics is a branch of philosophy which deals with moral principles. To put it simply, ethics is about what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad. In today's video, I will focus on one question. How can you become a good person and do the right thing in the eyes of Confucius? By the way, the content of today's video is based on one of my published books, which is entitled Random Thoughts in Philosophy. This book is a collection of 80 short essays on a variety of philosophical topics. If you are interested in philosophy, you may want to read this book, which is available on Amazon. Confucius was living roughly at the same time as Socrates in ancient Greece. By the way, Confucius is actually known as Confucius or simply Kongzi in China. The name Confucius is a Latinized name which makes it easier for foreigners to remember. As the most famous Chinese philosopher, Confucius developed a system of political and social philosophy which dominated Chinese society and culture for over 2,000 years. Politically, Confucius believed in governance by education and a moral example. In his view, a stable and harmonious society did not depend on excessive laws or threats of punishment. The ideal society was a society that was based on a hierarchical system in which each individual's role was determined by his or her position in society. More importantly, each person should behave in a way that was appropriate to his or her position and role. In one word, morality was the foundation for a harmonious and stable society. That is why Confucius was most concerned about moral principles of human behavior. How you can become a good person is the focus of his philosophical teachings. For him, everyone was born good, but that doesn't mean you are forever good. You have to keep learning to stay a good person. Education, therefore, played a fundamental role in the development of society and individuals. But education is not only for transmitting knowledge, it should also be for teaching people how to behave properly in a particular situation. For this purpose, education should focus on developing a person's character because what they ought to do is not as important as how they ought to be. Let me repeat this because this is the key to understanding his moral teachings. What you ought to do is not as important as how you ought to be. To put it another way, learning to follow rules in morality, if there are any, is not as important as learning to develop your character. Only when you possess those good character traits do you become a good person and make correct and right decisions. In Confucius's words, you will become a person of De once you possess those good character traits. Without De, you will always find yourself doing wrong things and being despised. In Confucianism, there are 5 constant virtues: 仁, 义, 礼, 智, and 信. Among the 5 virtues, the 2 major virtues, or the 2 most important elements of 德 are 仁 and 礼. Now let's look at them one by one. In English, 仁 means humanity, humanness, benevolence, or love. It is the fundamental virtue of Confucianism. 仁 expresses inner moral sentiments. In Chinese language, the word 仁 is written this way, suggesting that it is made up of 2 characters. The character on the left literally refers to an individual person, and the character on the right literally means 2. The combination of these 2 characters means that an individual is only important in relation with others. You are nobody without community. Within community, people should have sympathy and compassion for one another, and remember that what you do not wish for yourself, do not do to others. In other words, don't treat others in ways you yourself would not wish to be treated. Always practice altruism and self-restraint, because egoism and arrogance will only hurt yourself by isolating you from others. Li can be translated as ritual, proper conduct, or propriety. Although Li is also about appropriate behavior, it is the outward expression of Ren in a specific situation. Li requires you to learn to behave appropriately and differently in different situations, such as dress, table manners, patterns of greeting, and sister worship, and so on and so forth. For example, you are not supposed to call your older siblings by name. You should call them older brother or older sister, which shows your respect for a family member senior to you. Here is another example. At a family dinner, you as a son or daughter should always take the initiative to drink to your parents and always use both hands to hold the glass. And of course, your parents will only use one hand holding the glass. Li also requires you to exhibit appropriate behavior in different relationships. According to Confucius, there are 5 fundamental relationships in a society, such as between the king and the subjects, father and children, husband and wife, older brother and younger brother, etc. In these relationships, you occupy a particular position and you play the appropriate role. For example, you as a subject should obey your king. You as a son should obey your father, and so on and so forth. Confucius emphasized that you must develop the virtues in such a way they become habits and attitudes of life. In doing so, not only are you becoming good, you are also becoming fully human. In his word, the morally ideal person is the 君子, or in English, the cultivated individual. The opposite of 君子 is 小人, which in English is a petty person who is ignorant and prejudiced and behaves only for personal gains. a 君子 knows how to act and speak appropriately in different situations. The ideal 君子 possesses all the good virtues that promote a harmonious and flourishing society. Most important of all, a 君子 will always do the right thing and won't be confused in ethical dilemmas. Well, that is all that I wanted to talk about today. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.